Ilan po yung regular employee personnel ng PhilMec?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang gabi po sa atin lahat. Ang regular employees po ng PhilMec ay 161 regular employees po.
161. Sa buong bansa na po yun, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, 161 po ang regular employees at 600 po yung JO, contract of service, saka contractual employees sa buong bansa po.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Magkano po naman yung pondo na minamanage nyo po, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, ang regular fund po namin, ibig sabihin sa research, extension, and other regular function po ng PhilMec ay 488 million po yung proposed namin for 2026. Sa RCEP mechanization po ay 9 billion at sa COCO levy po ay 600 million. All in all po, 10.1 billion po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sa laki po ng pondo na minamanage nyo po, I think it's high time na madagdagan ang tao na nagmo-monitor at nag-i-implement ng programa po at na-proportionate naman po sa pondo na minamanage nyo. So I think I heard na may additional na personnel na po na
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, nag-submit po kami ngayon sa DA ng aming proposal for the right sizing. At nakapalaw po ron kung ilang empleyado ang aming nire-request covering the whole archipelago.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kasi sa pag-ikot namin sa district ko po, ang nakita ko po, hindi ko naman ma-blame yung PhilMec, no? Kasi ilan lang yung tao nila. Sa buong Region 8, 5 lang sila. How can they monitor 8 provinces in Region 8 alone? So, hindi ko ma-blame. Ilan lang yung contract of service on contractual nyo. Technical staff nyo, ilan lang din. Tapos pag na-train nyo na, pinapirate din. So, walang naiiwan sa PhilMec. So, we are here, yung buong Kongreso na susuportahan talaga na magdagdagan ang pondo at magdagdagan yung mga regular employee nyo so that naman may security of tenure naman sila na magiging parte na sa pagtulong natin sa mga tao.
Thank you very much po, Mr. Chair, and Your Honor, for that very good and very encouraging support from your representation.
By that time po, Mr. Chair, siguro we will be asking your accountability na po na dapat ma-monitor na lahat kasi may tamang tao na. Pero as of now, I know you've been doing your job. Kaso lang nga, kulang ng tao sa sa ahensya na po. So regarding naman po to sa soil testing, Mr. Chair, we all agree that post-harvest facility, malaki ang ambag sa pagbaba ng cost ng pagsasaka. Pero isang area po na pwede po nating tingnan is ang soil testing at soil content para po sa malaking production at mas efficient na pagsasaka. No? Hindi lang po sa rice farming, pati sa iba pong produkto po at ibang tanim. No? LGUs po invest a lot of planting materials for livelihoods and other purposes. Pero di talaga natin alam kung ano yung pinaka-okay na itanim sa iba't ibang lugar. So I am encouraging, I heard meron ng pondo po for mobile testing laboratory and we were also asking na lang po na yung kompletong element ang pwedeng isali, no? Hindi lang yung 7 element yata yung meron or 11. So I hope the 14 element po.
Mr. Chair, just to comment dun sa soil lab. Actually, deployed na ho yung 16 soil lab all over the country, mobile. Deployed at we'll make sure na mapuntahan kayo kaagad nung soil lab at 16 elements yung ating minomonitor minimum, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With what happened to us during Typhoon Odette. Di pa kami nakabawi at especially yung coconut farms natin, hindi pa naka-replenish. So we were asking PCA also if you could provide us with 25,000 coconut seed nuts, no? And of course, other livelihoods, livestocks, like 100 heads, yung cattle and goats, and carabaos also, 100 carabaos sa district namin. We are districts composed of 4th and 5th class municipalities. No? So hindi talaga namin kaya kung kami-kami lang sa distrito namin yung LGU. So hopefully you could help us. 1 minute, Mr. Chair. Ito na lang po. No? Nakita po namin, with regards with NIA, nakita po namin, it's been 4 years since the biggest typhoon landed in the Philippines, especially in my district. No, we are 4th, 5th class municipalities. Lahat, marami pa po kaming repair and rehab na kailangan sa CIS and NIS. And I hope in my second term, fourth time na po kong nire-request na sana mabigyan pansin po ng NIA yung district namin.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yeah, for this year, we proposed 300 pero the 30 million lang yata yung na-release sa atin. Ano? But may mga request din po tayo sa OCD. Sana po mapagbigyan tayo ngayon. So, anyway, ang pinapatignan ko po yung area niyo, Mr. Chair, ng ating kagarang-garang na congressman. Kasi puro communal irrigation system po tayo doon. Baka sabi ko sa regional manager, pwedeng i-cluster para maging national irrigation system para mas malaki po yung ating mailagay na pondo.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Asahan po natin yung sinabi niyo po. Nakita ko po yung malasakit ng DA families and their attached agencies. Marami po ang pwede pang gawin. Kami po ay nasa likod nyo para sa mas marami pang matulungan yung sa distrito at sa buong bansa po. This representation is for the approval and kung pwede, siguro kaming lahat dito for the increase of your budget po ng Department of Agriculture. Daghang salamat and maayong gabi na itong tanan.
Thank you, thank you. Now the chair recognizes Representative Mark Enverga, which is, I don't think he's here anymore. Next on the list is Representative Timothy Caiton. Wala na.
Yes,
So, ayun.
Mr. Chair.
Ayun. You are now recognized.
Maraming salamat to Mr. Chair, to my colleagues, to the Department of Agriculture NIA, to our Honorable Secretary. Isang gabing kay ganda ho sa ating lahat. I am representing the farmers and irrigators of the province of Nueva Vizcaya. Yes, and as a preliminary, Nueva Vizcaya is a agricultural stronghold. The province produces rice, corns, onions, including garlic, tomatoes, melons, and mangoes, cementing the province of its role in ensuring food security, including rural agri-enterprise development. Now, I've tried to browse the 2026 budget of the Department of Agriculture. In particular, dito ho sa rice programs and budget ho natin. Yun sa National Rice Program, mayroon ho naka-allocate na 29.92 billion. Dito sa Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, mayroon ho kayong 30 billion. But then again, our rice farmers keep on telling us, doon ho sa aming probinsya, lalo yung mga farmers, irrigators, I can see the cries, including the wounded feelings of because of the low prices of palay. Ano ho ang konkretong aksyon? What is the concrete Department of Agriculture executive action para ho tumaas ang presyo na ng mga palay ho natin?
Okay, Mr. Chair, basically yung rekomendasyon namin na 60 days stoppage ng importation na helped a little. Dating 8 to 10 pesos ngayon, may 13 pesos na. But kulang pa rin, talagang kulang at lugi pa rin ang farmers natin. while yung presyo natin sa NFA is mataas, but the problema, punong-puno yung mga warehouse, so hindi kami makabili masyado. Ang tanging solusyon talaga is yung RTL amendment or repeal ng batas na yun, ano? At para we need the support of Congress and the Senate para nga makontrol na natin yung quantity na ni-import natin na bigas. Kasi this year, lalo na this year, tataas pa yung ating production, ng bigas at palay. But if ganun pa rin karami yung i-import natin, o baka mas marami pa, so talagang yun ang resulta niyan. Babagsak ang presyo ng palay. So we really have to really import only what we need. Yun ang ultimate solution dyan. Of course, yung tinatawag na pag-set sa batas na yun, sinasama natin yung ang NFA makapagbili. Habang bumibili, pwede magbenta ng stock sa mga palengke, sa mga distributors, so we can buy more palay from the farmers at the right price. At yung pag-establish ng batas para makapag-impose ng DA ng minimum floor price. Yan ho yung mga kailangan namin na of course, yung sa production side naman, continuous yung mga programa natin through RCEP, National Rice Program. Pero ang gusto rin namin mangyari, while separate itong pondo na to, kailangan isa to para isa lang ang direction ng lahat. Yun ho, Mr. Chair.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I agree with the statement, the sentiments of our good secretary, because the measurement of the success of the Department of Agriculture program is not the huge amount of allocation for subsidies. Ang gusto ko kasi ng mga farmers natin ay yun hong presyo that would be fair and livable. Second, Mr. Chair, Nueva Vizcaya was in May 2025. I'm sure our secretary would remember this. Nueva Vizcaya was declared as the ginger capital of the Philippines. Oh yes, sir. As per PSA 2024, it led in the production of harvesting with approximately 7,140 metric tons from 933 hectares with around 5,000 ginger farmers. For us to maintain this one, sir, and at the same time, Nueva Vizcaya also, by virtue of an administrative order from the office, the Department of Agriculture declared it as the citrus capital also of Luzon. Yes, because of the citrus industry is thriving, and at the same time a growing industry in Nueva Vizcaya, in particular in the municipality of Kasibu. May we know now, sir, if is there an earmark fund to support the ginger and the citrus industry, especially so that I heard the statement of our good secretary during the declaration, and I quote, "This recognition is not only just a title. It is a commitment to deliver support where it truly matters." May we know now if there's a funding for that to support the ginger and at the same time the citrus industry?
Mr. Chair, definitely, sa ngayon walang specific pondo for ginger, but that is one of my priority crops, dahil nakita natin sa merkado recently, na mataas ang ginger dahil short talaga. So rest assured that I will be trying to find funds para madagdagan natin ang pondo ng ginger sa Nueva Vizcaya. Sa citrus, yun nga lang, baka yung citrus maybe sa 2027 na lang. I would like to concentrate on citrus, ginger pala. With your
Yes, sir.
situation.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Anyway, we've already filed a House bill for citrus and at the same time ginger for the establishment of the Research and Development Center, including allocation of subsidy fund, especially so that Nueva Vizcaya is now a major source of ginger. It's becoming a trading hub in Northern Luzon, Southern Luzon, and including in Metro Manila. And last question, Mr. Chair, to Denia, Sir Eddie Gillian.